So we're making our own pizza base. It's not that complicated actually to do, and the big advantage I think is that you can make it as thin or as thick, or you know, add the flavours that you like. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing we want to do is just preheat the oven. We want to get that to about 200 degrees. You can use either a bread mixture, which is basically flour with the yeast already mixed in, or self-raising flour, which is flour with baking powder mixed in. You add a little bit of olive oil, and just stir that in. It's always good to have a little bit of extra flour standing by for the, you know, if you would put too much water in. But if you do it bit by bit, you should be pretty okay. Now you want this to end up as a fairly non-sticking bit of dough, so don't be too quick to add more water once you get sort of towards the end. Just keep on working away until you get all that flour in there. Okay, so as you can see, this has now absorbed all the water. Still, this is not exactly what we're after. This is still, as you can see, it's not very bouncy. Once I pinch it, it just sort of stays there. And we want it to actually bounce back. We want it to be fairly flexible. The way to actually get it that way is to just keep on working it and keep on working it. So you want to give that about 5 minutes. Just grab it and push your hands into it, and then so once you've been doing that for a few minutes, you start to notice that the dough is going quite smooth. And as you can see, when I pinch it now, it sort of bounces back. It doesn't create that same silly hole that it did when I did this first. As you can see, this is not sticky at all. I'm just going to roll this out straight on the countertop, not putting any flour down or anything. But if it is still a little bit sticky, you might want to just dust the countertop with a little bit of flour. Throw a little bit of flour on your rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, not to worry, use a glass bottle. Make sure that you swap it over from time to time, so that you roll it both ways and you don't get one very narrow, very long. Now this is quite a thin pizza base, as you can see. You still want to just pre-bake that. A thin one, just put it in the oven, as I said, 200 degrees for about 3 minutes. So as you can see, this pizza base is slightly thicker. So we're also going to pre-bake this one, but we're going to pre-bake it for about 6 minutes.